Matter of fact, if you go to Google, I must commend you. It shows that you're someone that has a strong, high health-seeking behavior, and also tells me you're not somebody that is afraid to read, and you're just very being responsible. I mean, if you've been looking at how the trends have been going, many people have been having one or two wrong diagnoses with their doctors. So if you have trust issues, yes, you may not trust your doctor. You're welcome to today's episode on Chilling with the Doctors, and I'm your host, Dr. Ezine Eriri, and we're going to be addressing this very important topic. Should you Google your symptoms? Or better still, how do you Google your symptoms? Back in 2019, there's this very beautiful song that was released by, I think, a German doctor. I don't know if you heard that song. He sang, "Never ever Google your symptoms." The link to that video is below. You can check it out. It's a very interesting video, and it was widely shared by many doctors, because it is very frustrating when you have a patient come to you and they are telling you about something that they read on Google. And I remember having one patient at one certain time who came in and told me that she had a very funny disease. She said she had Vogt-Koyanagi-Haranada syndrome. And when she told me that, I was like, yeah, Kilonjebe, what's the meaning of that? And she said she's always having red eyes. So I asked her, did you find that on Google? And she said yes, that she had read about this disease on Google. And I was like, oh my God, not again. And I went back to first principles. I asked her questions and found out that the reason why her eyes were usually red was that she was having an allergic reaction to her eye pencil. So what she thought was a highfalutin disease was not any rada disease. It was just pure allergic conjunctivitis, which was easily treatable. So then, does it mean you shouldn't use Google at all? As a matter of fact, if you go to Google, I must commend you. It shows that you're someone that has a strong, high health-seeking behavior, and also tells me you're not somebody that is afraid to read, and you're just very being responsible. I mean, if you've been looking at how the trends have been going, many people have been having one or two wrong diagnoses with their doctors. So if you have trust issues, yes, you may not trust your doctor. And again, it's easier to reach out to Google than to go to the hospital to get a diagnosis. A study that was published in the British Medical Journal actually showed that people who Google their symptoms dramatically increase their anxiety, because you're going to be seeing funny diagnoses. You're going to be hearing things like you may have cancer, you may have that. Additionally, these symptom checkers online may only be correct in only 37% of cases. So it is not advisable for you to go to Google to check your symptoms. However, there is something you can do. Dr. Google actually does exist. There's something you can do online that can actually help you stay in charge of your health, which is what you want to achieve, and actually help you improve your health. So what is that really? It's advisable that whenever you feel sick, it's better to go to the hospital. Yes, because when you go to Google and you say you have cough and a fever, Google is going to tell you that you have COVID-19. So you better see a doctor that will ask you questions, which is why we ask a myriad of questions when you come to the hospital, that will examine you and possibly send you for tests before making a diagnosis. And that is where Google comes in. When a diagnosis has been made, then you can go on Google and ask, what are the causes of my symptoms of this diagnosis, and how can it be treated? So say for instance you've been having issues with your tummy and you go to the hospital, you do a scan and they say you have fibroids. Then you can go online. Now you are more specific in your search. You can now say, what are the causes of fibroids? Or you can go and say, how can fibroids be treated? That way you're sort of getting a second opinion to see whether what your doctor says is actually correct. Is that okay? So what you can do is go online and check the diagnosis. Now, if you go online, there are lots of adverts. There are people selling all sorts of things that can cure this and can cure that. You even see them on reputable newspaper sites and all that. Should you click on those? And if you click, I won't blame you if you're tempted to click on those sites, because they actually usually have very punchy headlines that are clickbait. And those products that they may be selling are usually expensive. Now, our human psyche is such that when I see a drug that is expensive, I tend to believe that this is going to work better than a drug. So for instance, your doctor tells you to take folic acid. You go to the pharmacy, folic acid is 50 naira. You go online, you see one drug that tells you, if you take this drug, it's 43,000 naira. chances are you're going to trust the 43,000 naira drug more than the 500 naira drug, but that is not always true. These drugs may even have NAFDAC numbers. Now that these things they peddle online have NAFDAC numbers, don't also mean that they work. What NAFDAC basically does is to check if this thing is safe for human consumption. So it does it. So if someone packages mango, for instance, mango leaves, and packages it in a capsule, NAFDAC is going to give it a number, because of course mango leaves won't kill you. But then, does mango leaves cure diabetes? The answer is no. So be careful with those things. So what do you now do? Where is the right place to go? There are trusted websites where you can actually get information. So top on the list is your mayoclinic.org. You could also go on WebMD. You could also go on healthline.com. You can even reach out to your doctor friends that you know that, look, I went to the hospital and I was told I have this, I have that, and get a second opinion. You could even reach out to your doctor friends online and get a second opinion. Or better still, you go to another hospital. If you don't trust what you've been told, you go to another hospital to get a second opinion. So yes, you can actually use Google to improve your health. But rather than Google your symptoms, it's better you Google your diagnosis. That way you are better informed. That way you stay in charge. You're able to understand what your doctor is saying. You're able to ask intelligent questions that will be answered, that will also help you have a better outcome than an ignorant person. So if this video has benefited you in any way, I want you to subscribe and do like the video. When you like the video, it helps YouTube to show this video to other people, and do share these videos to those people that you know are always googling and telling you that they have cancer, they have this disease, they have that disease, because Google will give you rather diagnosis. Thank you very much for watching. So we'll come your way next time. Bye.